Over the last several decades, a mass migration has taken place. People moving from rural villages to urban centers. For the first time in history, the majority of the world's population lives in cities. Millions of people move into cities each year in search of a better life, but not everyone finds what they're looking for. We live in the slums with our friends and neighbors, experiencing life together.
I'm not delivering programs to people, but I'm a neighbour who cares for the people I live amongst.
Nag-iikot siya dito, yung to visit surrounding. Marami na siyang kilala dito.
Pagdating naman sa pakikisama, magaling si Dave makisama kung ano yung problema ng isang mga kaibigan or kapitbahay. Lahat naman tumutulong siya.
If I am a good friend or a good neighbour, that means I'm there regularly and I'm there reliably, so that they know they can call on me and I can go visiting and expect them to be there, and so it's reciprocal as well.
Our neighborhood is mostly made of recyclers, so it's people who pick through the trash for a living and find whatever's useful. Most of them have no education, so the ability to even read and write. And so options as far as jobs go are pretty limited.
My neighbors get really low-paying jobs like rickshaw drivers or cooking sweets.
Whenever you are born into that situation, there's really not a lot of places to move up from that, which then just creates this cycle that people are kind of stuck in the slums and the poverty and not really many chances to get out.
1 billion people worldwide live in slums, and most have no safety net for when things go wrong.
If things like medical expenses come up, those are typically emergencies, and then just completely take all the money, or they go into debt and go looking for who they can borrow from, and then you get this cycle of continual debt.
When you have uneducated parents, then it's a struggle to keep your kids in school and get them on the right track to getting a better job that can create a better family for themselves.
What they hope for can be so distant that there's just no connection between how to get there. Girls especially, when I ask them about their dreams, they'll just stare at you blankly because they were never even asked what their favorite food is before.
God has a huge heart for the poor, and I think the way we respond is by following Jesus, who went to the poor and spent time with them and lived amongst them.
Following what he does might actually be the solution. I think you can only maybe change a way of life of the urban poor or a culture of where things are going wrong if you first really accept it, and this takes a lot of time. Being there, learning the language, loving the people, being in the culture, and I think only then you can actually move in a different direction.
Maybe the way forward is helping them to deal with a landlord that's charging too much, or helping in terms of labour rights, or getting a better salary, or how do I help my husband stop beating me. I can't assume that I know what the way forward is for this person until I listen to them.
We want to work together with the community that's around us to say, okay, what are the needs here, and what are the resources, and how can we work together to deal with that?
If someone can change what they believe about themselves, even if it's from life is hopeless to there is some hope, that change tends to happen through relationship.
To be able to get involved in people's lives and say, you are valuable, and that's why I've moved here. Of course I would want to move to a place like this.
Instead of thinking that we have the mission to bring Christ to these poor urban areas, we try to look for him there. So by going there, we are in hope of finding Christ and being able to continue the work that he's already started there in the urban communities.